for it.
All right, everyone, welcome to game number 2 here between Team Fornot versus Ability Power is Magic. We just saw a really strong gameplay by Fornot. It was pretty tightly contested up until about 14-15 minutes in the game, and then Fornot just started piecing together all the parts of the puzzle, and it was just absolutely beautiful to watch. The only thing is that Ability Power just kind of started falling apart, Michelle, after post-laning phase, where they just started getting caught one by one, and overall was just not able to engage on favorable terms, and Fortnite was just able to capitalize on mistakes, and that's just kind of like a mark of a good team. They don't necessarily have to make big plays, but when they see a mistake, they're able to capitalize on it.
And especially with Cassiopeia in there, Kramer on Cassiopeia being able to shut down, I guess everyone that decided to try to run at Kramer. Kramer only died once the whole time. Kennick just went out of control, and then trying to shut down Dr. Trevor might not have been the best idea, considering he is renekted. This guy is tanky, and that's unfortunately trying to shut him down like that not going to work.
I was talking to my friend the other day. I was saying, you know, Renekton is very, very strong in laning, and he's just, I think he, maybe people say he doesn't fit the metagame too well, but I still think he's really underplayed, and he's still like really good if you use him correctly in the team composition. So I'm really happy to see Renekton played. Now let's go ahead and talk a little bit about bans. We see Cassiopeia, Janna, Karthus, really common bans we've seen. Of course, Janna just really, really good. And they know Bloodwater is fantastic with Janna. He's actually so nasty with that Lady of the Air. And we do see Shen, Lee Sin, and Kennen banned, so some pretty big bruises, as well as Kennen just disrupts a lot just with his AoE. So pretty interesting pick, or sorry, pretty interesting ban, but more specifically an interesting pick that they've been showing, or rather not showing, is that Fortnite just hard to say what they're going to do. They have so much time beyond the board, but I don't know, like you can show some insight. I'm really happy to actually see Kramer succeed as well. He's one of those streamers that you see on TSM website that like maybe 100 people are watching, but realistically they should be watching, a lot more people should be watching him play. He's fantastic.
And Kramer. Oh, Kramer also on Veigar. Really interesting. Not quite, well, honestly, my favorite AP carry that Kramer plays is Ryze. You put Kramer on Ryze and things just explode instantly. Kramer, on the other hand, this guy, he's got, Veigar, on the other hand, I'm just tripping over my tongue. I've been awake for far too long, far too early. Poor PST. But, yeah, here we go. Kramer on Veigar is also very fascinating. He manages to land pretty much all of the stuns. I've only seen him miss a stun once or twice with Veigar. He only uses it when he absolutely needs to, not necessarily to initiate, because if you miss that, you're a sitting duck as Veigar. But Dr. Trevor, on the other hand, will be picking up Tryndamere. Very, a popular top lane pick a few months back. But Dan, I'm wondering, what are your opinions for Tryndamere in top lane?
Tryndamere works depending on a couple things. First of all, is he able to really survive any kind of CC? But the way things are gearing up doesn't look like, at least, I mean, at most, you can have 2 people on the opposing team with CC. What is this? We see Twitch being picked up and insta-locked. And we've been seeing players like Double pick up Twitch on solo queue and trying to absolutely destroy, but Twitch is rarely seen in competitive play just because stealth in general is really easy to pick off if you have a team that's coordinated. But without a person like Lee Sin on the field, and you know, I mean, and the fact that the AD carries are already picked, so there's no one like Corki, revealing Twitch would be really hard to do that early on in the game. So maybe a little bit of experimentation here, but I'm interested to see. Michelle could probably shed some light onto it. I'm pretty, maybe Fortnite's shown Twitch in the past, but you know, we see Messiah's going for Morgana again, and another Nautilus pick, probably again for Zyrule. So interesting picks. They're pretty much going to try to stick to what they did last game, except just do it better. So they're pretty confident in what they're able to do, and that's kind of what you need to do also. I wouldn't recommend like trying anything weird, especially against a really established team like Fortnite. Just stick to what you know, play your game, and hopefully you can come out with a strong W.
And I guess when you're asking about insight on Kenneth with Twitch, I've not seen either Kenneth or Raiden play very much on Fortnite. I'm used to their main lineup with Parole and formerly Moshigrin. I believe he's on the bench right now. He's deciding to step down from his role as jungler for a little bit. Same with Hacker. So I'm not quite sure what they're intending on doing with the Kenneth on Twitch pick. Raiden in the jungle.
Twitch pick. No, it's just it's funny because I've tried Twitch also bot lane, and Twitch. I mean, actually, if you think about it, Twitch with 6 items is absolutely insane, especially when he gets his long range ult that can pass through you. It's just like disgusting the amount of damage he can do. But it's just like I've never really seen Twitch be able to get to that point in competitive play. It's always been like a stomp, you know, like because people don't know how to play against him, which is actually something also interesting to consider. Because people don't lane much against Twitch, people don't know necessarily how to lane against him. So I've seen pretty good Twitches in the past, and I trust Kenneth knows exactly what he's doing. Jungle Alistar, of course, a really popular thing in EU server, especially with Snoopy. Snoopy loves Jungle Alistar and a big proponent of it. And I've done a little Jungle Alistar myself. He's, you know, pretty slow clear when his pulverize is not up, but you ganks are absolutely vicious. So, I mean, it's on the level of Maokai if you can land some of your combos. So it's absolutely disgusting if you can get some good positioning. I'm looking forward to see some good combos from Fortnite.
Yeah, especially with the Bloodwater with the absolute zero. There's Dr. Trevor who can just dive towers. That's actually a fair amount of CC on the team since Alistar with the pulverized headbutt and Zyril actually running the jungle Nautilus again. That is actually the almost identical lineup, I think, with the exception of Shyvana. Looks like, yeah, Ability Powers Magic will be taking Shyvana to fill out the same lineup they had that last game, so we'll be pitting 2 very purple champions in middle lane. Bloodwater going with the Nunu pick instead of Sona, but considering the burstness or the capable power that Twitch and Nunu have against both the Graves and Soraka picked by Bigglebuns and Nerevar again, I would expect to see Nerevar having a little bit of difficulty keeping Bigglebuns alive until a little bit later in the game. But yeah, I'm actually more fascinated with that Twitch pick. He's very interesting. Just the psychology behind him. Yeah.
We see triple ignites again from Fortnite, which is, I guess, a good choice, especially with a Soraka support again. And we see pretty much the same exact summers picked up across the board. So for ability power, at least. Now, Bloodwater, this time he's going to forego his clairvoyance in favor of heal and exhaust. So he's going to pick up some really, really nice kills if they can. The whole idea is once you get caught by Twitch and Nunu, you're never going to be able to run away because Twitch, of course, has he has just the ability to slow you, and of course, Nunu does have his snowballs to really slow you as well. So you're never really going to be able to escape them, especially if and you know if you ever try to think you escape, then Twitch just expunges and then you die. So really interesting composition here from Fortnite. I'm interested to see how it works, and actually, it's cool because they're kind of like a late game team. So we'll see if they're able to get to their. Will ability power be able to stall him this time? Will Zyril camp top? What is he actually going to do? What do you think is going into their mindset in game number 2 for ability power?
Yeah, I think a lot of this, or this entire game actually, will fall to Zyril about whether or not or where he decides to babysit. Because if he goes top lane, Tryndamere is very difficult to shut down. If he goes to mid, I mean, Veigar will stun him despite that, and actually that middle lane is most vulnerable, I believe. But given how Kramer plays, it'll also be difficult to catch him. In bottom lane, on the other hand, we've got both Kenneth and Bloodwater. Bloodwater, I believe, will be the easiest person to take down, but if you've got Kenneth on Twitch, if you stealth, that is a guaranteed stealth. I don't think it can be interrupted unless if there's a stun happening. But yeah, I think the hopes of ability power is magic, I believe, falls to Zyril for this game, unless if they can shut down the Bloodwater Kenneth combination there in bottom lane. But we are heading into this game, and Dan, would you like to introduce our 2 wonderful teams?
Absolutely. In the top right, we have, in the purple uniforms, Well, actually, they're not wearing their uniforms, but they're representing with the nice little overhead badges. It is Team 4 Not. And they're absolutely disgusting. And you have to actually watch out for them. They're a really underrated team. And it won't be a matter of time before they bust on the scene, just like another team like Reflex. And you'll be hearing their name a lot in the future, especially with some of the big players. Oh, we're going to see a little big level 1 fight here, especially by the way blue team, which is ability power is magic, is setting up right now. They're going around towards their opponent's red, but wow, what a turn of events. Both teams actually just missed each other, and this is kind of like the situation with me and my friends in the mall where we plan to meet up, but we somehow just walk by each other 5 times before actually discovering where each other are.
And, oh yeah, pings by them. Kenneth leading the charge, of course, with the stealth. Looks like he will stumble upon them. And Soraka, right on top of Soraka. Excellent pulverized by Radon. There's the Dark Binding and the stun by Kramer. Kenneth draws first blood, but Gasty is in trouble. Summoner Heal has been burned. Zyril has also flashed forward. Raiden's in trouble. Bloodwater also taking a lot of damage. There's the Ignite. Kenneth takes down Gasty. Bloodwater falls, as does... Wow, as does Raiden, but Kenneth is also next to go. Ooh, very close. Dark Binding. Kenneth will be just fine. And Kramer is actually at full health. This guy. And Dr. Trevor trying to make his way out of there, but excellent play. That is a 2-for-2 exchange before the 2-minute mark.
Oh, so interesting. I mean, Kramer obviously picked up his Event Horizon just to add a lot of AoE stun with, of course, Raiden's Flash Pulverize. So it added a lot of stun, but not that much damage, actually, in follow-up because Graves, outside of his Buckshot, didn't really have much to really add, and Shyvana kind of like didn't really do much there either because she went down super quickly. So we'll see whether or not both teams are able to capitalize on it. The most important thing, I feel like, is that Kenneth is the one who got both kills. And that just, sets the pace so well for him going into the early mid game, because Twitch is actually pretty weak early on when he has, like, unless he's able to really get the ambush on you, just because his base stats are so poor. But now that he has a couple kills under his belt, he's going to have that EXP and that gold advantage, and we'll have to see how that actually plays out for him. But the way Raiden's setting up, looks like he's going to go for level 2 gang. This is what Alistair is all about, and Kenneth already seemed to have his stealth on. They're going to pin down Soraka, and she's going to drop really quickly, and looks like Kenneth is already on a killing spree 3 minutes into the game.
Pings down onto middle lane. Zyro looks like he's going to keep an eye on Kramer. And there we go, also missing that anchor throw. Gasty, Gasty is actually pressuring Dr. Trevor a lot here. He is winning the damage exchanges in terms of damage.
Wow.
Very well done up here. And,
yeah, that's what you need to do, actually, against Tryndamere. Just because people are like, oh man, how do I fight a Tryndamere? Well, the idea is he has to build his rage on something. If he's attacking the creeps, you can attack him directly. And if he's attacking you, he's missing CS. And that's how you reduce the sustain. But hold on, bottom lane, Kenneth getting really picked. He's going to get one more shot and expunge. Oh, but the heal from Soraka does come just in time, and Kenneth took actually a lot of beating. But meantime, Raiden going up top here, and Gasty's under a lot of pressure, and looks like Gasty taking so much damage. Should not be able to escape here, and looks like Gasty is going to drop here. Trevor does pick up the kill. Another big play here from 4-0.
Yep, and very well done. That is 2 for 4 right now. We are seeing a slight advantage going to 4-0 pre-5 minutes into this game. And yeah, actually, Morgana having a little bit of difficulty here by Kramer, who has offered a small piece of advice: don't take mana pots on Morgana. And that is, I think, might be keeping her in this, actually. She is 19 CS to Vagar's 22, and that number just... that slight CS advantage just exploded into... Wow. I apologize. I'm choking a little bit.
That's totally cool. But more on what you were saying, Michelle, though, the reason why Kramer's saying don't take mana pots is because, more specifically, he's been losing and he's not able to really sustain himself in lane, and that's actually really interesting because Morgana's supposed to be able to push up against Veigar, and Veigar got helped out with that recent buff on his mana issue, so he has that. But the way Kramer's been asserting himself in lane has been really pressuring Morgana back, and Masai has been under a lot of heavy lifting. Now we do see Kenneth is jumping on Biggle Buns here, and Biggle's is having trouble time escaping, and that's kind of the whole idea. Nunu and Twitch have ability to stick on heavily, and looks like Soraka forced to use her summoner heal here, as Graves is being bullied completely in this lane. Kenneth doing a fantastic job really messing with his opponent's minds.
I would like to see a lot more of a demanding presence by Zyro, but unfortunately, if he does manage to go out and gank like Alistar is doing, he's going to be missing out on the jungle that he's trying to do his best in clearing right now. Because as soon as he lets Raiden get a hold of his jungle, he's kind of screwed. He does have bits of mobility, going for a bit more of a roaming presence right now. There's the lane gank, getting ready for that, and here comes Dr. Trevor in for that bottom lane though. Wow, Bigglebun's taking a lot of damage. Kenneth also taking a lot of damage. Ooh, Zyril taking down Kenneth, and in top lane, Gasty's in trouble. Here come both Raiden and Dr. Trevor. There's the Ignite. They're going to dive this under the turret. Flash has been burned, and Dr. Trevor takes down Gasty.
Yeah, great trade there again, just being able to take that top lane advantage, because we all know, oh, just kidding, Kramer actually chased down Morgana the entire time and was able to land his ultimate, which is absolutely devastating for most of you who may not play Vigor. You actually get more damage off your ultimate based off your opponent's ability power. So doing a fantastic job, Kramer controlling lane beautifully, and the whole idea is that Fortnite's team is geared for late game dominance, but the way that they're playing is that they're as if they're stronger early game. Kenneth is actually cloaking, and Bigglebun's is actually a lot of trouble here, is forced to immediately evacuate. The Expunge is not able to do anything. Zyrule missed his dredge line, and Kenneth will pick up the kill. A big play again for Kenneth, as he is 4-1. The only thing is that this game has been pretty relatively low CS, but will Kenneth be able to pick off Bigglebun's? Whoa, man, he lived with 5 health there, so that was a really big play again. But man, this game has been a lot of action early on. Trevor is still pushing top lane, but now he should be completely fine because Tryndamere survived the hardest part about his lane, which is getting to 6 against the Shyvana. So he's going to be sitting very, very nicely for the next few minutes. And all of a sudden, we find that Fortnite is up 2.6k gold at 7.5 minutes into this game.
And so speaking of that early right now, we have seen the makings of a DFG on Kramer there with Kage's lucky pick. We've got triple Dorans on Twitch, double Dorans on Tryndamere, and Zyril coming in through mid again, reaching that experience I think Messiah really needs right now.
Yeah, you know, Kramer is way ahead, and every level, and I mean, AP mids levels is like everything, just because it gives you more damage on all your spells. So that is actually extremely devastating. We see that as a result, Zyril is actually heading top, and they shouldn't be able to kill Dr. Trevor at all, but it looks like they might go for it. Dredgeline does land. Is he going to be able to do anything else besides that? No, Dr. Trevor is completely okay, and as a result, Zyril actually revealed his location, so there's no attempt to steal Vigor's blue, which is actually a really important thing to note. If you're up against Vigor, try to deny him blue. Now Kramer is now free to farm as much as he wants, and this is actually looking really bad for ability power going into 8 minutes and 45 seconds. Yep,
and Kenneth has blue buff, is just waiting for a chance to engage on this. This is 3 members here of Fortnite. Bigglebuns. Oh, there's the wish by Nerevar, but that will not be able to help Graves. In the meantime, Messiah here picking up the kill on Bloodwater. Raiden will be backing up, and Kenneth is kind of all alone right now between the towers. But I think both Nerevar and Messiah are trying to be careful about getting up real close to Kenneth, because he is very farmed, very fed, and dangerous.
Yeah, he's got triple Doran, so his early game damage is going to be much higher than what you expect. Oh, a fantastic catch by Messiah, and he does unleash the Soul Shackles, and Kenneth got caught. Kenneth even expressing his surprise, saying, "What?" And that was a fantastic pick up there by Messiah. And you know, that also actually came down to the fact that Soraka can actually detect stealth with her Q. She's able to really detect stealth, so that was able to help Messiah aim. That was a fantastic job there. Messiah isn't done just yet. Zyrule is with Messiah to be able to pick off some kills. They've been trying to see if they can land the binding on Kramer. Does end up getting, but the Event Horizon does end up stunning as well. But overall, ability power showing signs of life. That was a really good play there by Messiah. Exactly what ability power needed to start edging their way back into this game.
And Dr. Trevor and Gasty are duking it out up here. There's the Ignite on the Ghastly. Oh, and Dragon Form. Dr. Trevor on a kill spree. Endless Rage will keep him alive. Very well done.
That is absolutely absurd. I mean, everyone hates that about Tryndamere. Dr. Trevor even messing up his whirlwind through the wall there, but looks like we see a lot of people out of position. People pretty much have stopped laning despite it only being 10 minutes into this game. Biggle Buns and Zraka are heading down to the south. Back to lane here now. Looks like we see Bloodwater coming up from the mid, but Zyrul's engaging on Kramer. Kramer unleashing his full combo onto Zyrul, but will Messiah be able to pick him off? No. Oh, Zyrul has to be so careful. Actually, Kramer can just finish him off here, and every kill that he gets is beneficial, but Zyrul does manage to finish him off as that red buff is really important. But down in bottom lane, the Ignite on Biggle Buns. Will he be able to pick off anything? I don't think Raiden should be able to finish him off, as Kenneth will be the one to do the last blow with the expunge. So fantastic job here from Fortnite to again press their advantage on all fronts, doing a good job. And Kenneth is 5-2 right now, and Twitch is not the one you want to be feeding at this moment.
No, not at all, but we are seeing Nautilus picking up an Oracles as well as Nunu, so we have 11 minutes 30 seconds Oracles on both teams, not only clearing wards, but it's pretty much a tax about having a Twitch on the opposite team. Bigglebuns trying to trade blows here with Kenneth, who's stealthed, and Bigglebuns really has to be careful about that.
Yeah, I mean, Bigglebun, I mean, he's far behind, and when you're far behind, the hardest thing is you have to resist yourself, and like it's so tempting to try to trade and just like, you know what, I'm just gonna try to fight him and try to kill him. If I can kill him, I can get back into this game. But the idea is you really shouldn't do it unless you have a way to follow up and ensure that you kill him, because they're just stronger than you. Now Zyrul is counter jungling here, and he is really waltzing in dangerous territory. He has an Oracles though, and he's just being fearless, and I like that. He's trying to make something happen for his team, and more specifically because he knows Radon was actually to the south of the map, so he knows that he can't possibly be there. But we might see an engagement really soon bottom, because the way Kenneth's been going, Kenneth's been cloaking and going stealth before he gets to the tower, and that way Bloodwater is able to bait it, and Biggle Buns is gonna bite it. This is gonna actually turn into another kill. Bloodwater does activate heal before any time attempt to ignite or whatnot, and he's gonna try to see if he can unleash the Sub-Zero here, and looks like Neverard does end up taking a lot of damage, but Biggle Bunch drops before that, and looks like the Wish activates, but Kramer picks up the kill and another 5 AP. What do you know, Bloodwater still is alive.
Very well done by Bloodwater. This is what makes him one of the greatest supports that I've seen in the past handful of months. Like, this guy can remain alive and bait out things that really shouldn't be baited. There's the engage onto Dr. Trevor. Ghastly and Cyril keep trying to take him down, but to know they'll... Oh, there's Dragon Form, but there are they... No, that hesitation of not diving under that tower. Yep. I think they're being careful of the fact that he does have his ultimate, but that has been burned just now, so they can definitely dive in later. Kenneth, in the meantime, has picked up bottom turret and will be clearing more of the jungle.
I just want to point out that during this whole time, Kramer is already at 167 AP, while Morgana's at 80, so Kramer is doing a fantastic job pressuring lanes, because again, normally Morgana is the queen of coming to a lane and help cleaning up and really swinging the tides of the battle, but Kramer's been really pressuring and making sure Messiah's not able to do anything whatsoever. We also see that Dr. Trevor is now starting to get to the point where he's very fearsome. He's got his zeal, and he's going to pretty soon be really unkillable. And we see a little bit of trading blows, but for the most part, I really like where both players are itemizing. We see Twitch actually got a Tiamat. And that's a pretty uncommon thing. I don't think I've ever built a Tiamat myself, but hold that thought. Messiah does get caught by the event horizon, but nice little reverse dark binding, making sure Kramer can't advance forward. But Kramer's to the point where he can 100-0 Messiah if he's not careful. So a very interesting turn of events right now, but for the most part, Fortnite's still in full control here, Silverdirge.
And in full control they are. I mean, Bloodwater's doing an excellent job. We can take a look at vision here really quickly. They don't see anything right now, and all of ability powers magic bottom lane or anything south of the river, they don't see anything. But Fortnite, on the other hand, sees everything that they need to. Entrances in and out of the river, and the jungle is all they need right now.
Oh man, we see actually Kenneth is moving up here. Big ol' Buns is gonna get caught yet again. And Radon with a nice pulverized headbutt combo, and Big ol' Buns, he's gonna go down for the count as well. Kenneth is on his second killing spree of the game. Kramer actually meets Zyrule, and Zyrule might actually drop, but no, does manage to put up his shield just in time. But will this be the engagement that Messiah gets? And no, in fact, he soul shackles and runs away. So another forced ultimate there from ability power, and Kenneth is just pushing bottom as if nothing ever matters with his Tiamats, and he's looking really fearsome. We see Dr. Trevor fighting Gasty at top, and Dr. Trevor no doubt is going to activate Undying Rage in just a second, but Gasty should be able to live long enough to take him out here, and Gasty will pick up a very much needed kill and a breath of fresh air, but will Raiden be able to clean it up here?
Yep, there we go. Raiden is chasing him down. Oh, does take him down. In the meantime, bottom lane, Kenneth does take down Nerevar. He decided to kind of hover under that turret there. And Zyrule is in hot pursuit of both Bloodwater and Kenneth. Just managing to flash out of the way, and Big ol' Buns also burns his ultimate to try to take him down. Kenneth is just fine, so is Bloodwater, and they are on the run. There's the stealth by Kenneth to just teleport away, or sorry, blue pill away, right in front of Zyrule, who walks on by. Very well played by these teams. And he purchased, a second Tiamat. I don't know whether to call this bad manners or an interesting...
It's, he's just having fun because actually if you clump up and you get 3-4 Tiamats, the amount of damage is actually absurd that you can do just because of its AoE. And especially because Twitch has his ultimate, his spray and pray. If he activates spray and pray and just shoots through everyone, it's going to do an incredible amount of damage. And I just want the game to last long enough to see how this Tiamat build is actually going to work out, as Kenneth, he is trolling big time. He is shooting Messiah. Messiah is actually waiting for the lane to push, but you can just tell the confidence in Fortnite versus kind of the uncertainty of ability power. They're kind of second guessing themselves a lot, like the way they've been trying to engage on people. Like just now they saw Dr. Trevor and they kind of half engaged and then just backed away there. So right now ability power being pushed back on all fronts, and now we see that Fortnite is starting to take towers, which is spelling a very, very bad imminent doom for our blue team.
And Kramer just stole red buff. There's the ping and the clairvoyance down, but alas, blue buff is already gone. Dragon is actually still up, so is Baron. Baron's also ready to go, and Fortnite, I think, is strong enough right now. They could probably force either, but they're going to play it safe. They're backing up right now, and Kenneth is returning to laning, whereas Bloodwater still with that Oracle, clearing out everything in sight.
Yeah, now, the biggest thing right now is that the way the composition is supposed to work is that Morgana and Nautilus is supposed to lock down everyone with their CC and just have boatloads of damage. But we see that as a result, Nautilus and Morgana have been shut down, or they've been doing their part, but for the most part, Graves has been the one shut down, not really able to do anything. In fact, we do see that 2 turrets have been picked up here, and the way Kenneth is doing, Bloodwater is baiting perfectly. Ghastly may have fallen into another trap, and the exhaust on Shyvana, making sure she can't do enough damage, but Big ol' Buns and Messiah are here to pick up the rest of the kills. Bloodwater actually managed to walk in the wrong direction, so looks like he is going to try to see if he can lead away Shyvana for the most part. Kenneth does get caught by a Dark Binding, should get cleaned up here, and looks like the site with Zyrule's oracles will be able to land to another kill, but Trevor did pick up 2 turrets during that entire engagement, and Bloodwater survived. Wow.
Yeah, Bloodwater managing to get out of there. Raiden finally popping the ultimate. Will get stuck under the tower. That is 4 members of ability power is magic. Raiden still on the run. There's another dredgeline. And he will survive. Zyrule in the meantime will get picked off by Kramer. Dr. Trevor here for cleanup crew, chasing down Messiah. Raiden on a killing spree, being able to turn that around. Messiah has been shut down. And that is a very quick 3-0 right in front of the tower.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, Fortnite is so strong they can tower dive, not stop. Or sorry, yeah, they can pretty much do anything, even if they get tower dive really, really weak. And they've been doing a fantastic job staying alive. I still don't understand how Bloodwater stayed alive despite running past 2 turrets and at really, really low health. Radon jumping in here. Gasty is getting completely stuck on it. It's just really, really hard to remove these members from Fortnite as Radon, whoa, barely survives there with a triumphant roar. And oh no, Rever got caught again by an Event Horizon. Kramer looks like he wants to finish him off, but for the most part, should be able to escape. Still, Fortnite is just kind of engaging whenever they want to, just setting the pace. Look at that. I mean, Kramer is just engaging without fear. Normally, Vigor needs kind of a little bit of protection before he can engage like that, but Fortnite just kind of playing with their food right now, twisting them on the fork and doing whatever he wants, as looks like Kramer is going to 100-0 Biggle Buns and unleash his full combo. So Fortnite in full control yet again. Oh, Bloodwater tried to unleash an Empire ultimate, but was not able to get it. Zyrule, though, caught in a very awkward position. Kramer picking up yet another kill, 6-1 with 362 ability power.
Yeah, they are being picked off like items in a factory line right now. And Bloodwater, still alive. This man is either the best survivor in the world or, I don't know, he needs to belong on like a zombie outbreak because he will survive anything thrown his way, which is excellent, especially for League of Legends. And Dr. Trevor doing work here on this inner turret. It will fall, but yeah, allowing him to free farm right now. He has... yeah, he has a Phantom Dancer. There's a long sword and a double Doran's, but Kenneth with the double buff continuously inciting terror. The rest of the team, does get spotted by Zyrule, and they are chasing him down. Ooh, does get missed. He will run in the opposite direction while they are looking for Kenneth, and he is back. They caught Nerever. That is a complete turnaround. Soraka trying to get away from there, and Wish does go up, but Bloodwater takes out Nerever. Raiden keeping Biggle Buns away.
Yeah, guys, it's not necessarily ability power playing poorly. It's just that Fortnite is outsmarting them using really advanced tactics and just small little tricks here and there to really throw off their opponents. And Veigar is saying he's baiting. I don't know what he's actually trying to do, but looks like we see Kenneth, he might actually drop here. Biggle Buns throws a smoke grenade, which is probably the least likely thing to kill him, but at this point, Kenneth does end up purchasing his third Tiamat, and the count is 5. If you get 5 Tiamats, you absolutely light up people in team fights, but yet we haven't actually seen to an extent that yet. But Trevor does manage to pick up the kill on Shyvana. That does give him a killing spree, and Fortnite has every single outer and inner turret down, which means that you're going to start working on inhibs before anything happens really soon. And Michelle, I mean, what can you really do if your ability power is magic right now?
If I were ability powers magic, just bunker down, try to find a good team fight, just like that. Finally, Bloodwater goes down with that Oracle. But yeah, I think at this point in the game, what they really need to do is try to focus on team fights, focus down the people that need to die, not necessarily Dr. Trevor. I do realize if they focus on anybody but Dr. Trevor, their entire team will melt. But I think if they take down Kramer, they take down Kenneth, then focus down onto Dr. Trevor, that should be their goal, essentially, if they manage to get there. But right now, they are continuously trying to poke out from their base instead of waiting for Fortnite to come to them.
Yeah, well, Fortnite is going to go to them regardless, just because the nature of things. I'm surprised Fortnite actually hasn't forced a Baron because of how strong they are, but I really want to see the effect of 3 Tiamats plus a Zeal of all things. Oh, Biggle Buns is going to get 100-0 again. Insta-gift by that combo from Kramer. And, you know, that's just too much damage. I mean, Graves is the only thing really that they can count in terms of damage right now because Morgana doesn't really do much. Here we go. Looks like we see Radon does activate Soul Shackles. And we see Messiah does end up killing off Radon under turret, actually getting a double kill. So a great job there. But Kenneth is actually split pushing top lane. And I think Fortnite's not really concerned too much about losing a couple members here and there. As long as they're still taking turrets and objectives, they're still in a really good position. And looks like that turret will end up dropping. Great job there by Kenneth, but for the most part, looks like we see what we've seen so many times. Bloodwater is running away, and he's even taunting his opponents.
And Gasty is going to engage on this anyway. There's the dragon, and Zyrule. Messiah has come up. There's the snare into Bloodwater. Kenneth's taking down Zyrule. Kenneth is next to fall. Dr. Trevor trying to be cleanup crew. Messiah goes down. Dr. Trevor is on a rampage, all alone right now. Ooh, Gasty does fall. There's the Endless Rage, and Biggle Buns has to try to chase him down, but no, missing the ultimate just barely. And that double buff that started out in Kenix is now on Dr. Trevor after passing like 4 different hands or something.
Yeah, I mean, Dr. Trevor is really strong. I mean, if you look at it, 7-2, 8-1, 9-5, all of the major proponents of damage for Fortnite are pretty fed. I mean, there's just no way around it. Each of them are a significant threat, and it's not one of those situations where, you know, okay, so they have 28 kills, but 20 of them is from one person. It's not that scenario at all. It's just every single one of those people is a threat, and you know, they have Nunu and Alistar to really add a lot of, you know, disruption basically and immediateness. So Fortnite is looking very, very strong. I mean, he's working on Tiamat number 4 basically. So I'm waiting to see the effect of it. We saw a glimpse of it, but this could be probably the last team fight. If Fortnite wins convincingly, then there's nothing really Ability Power can do, and they're just going to push into their nexus. But if Ability Power wins this, who knows what could happen. And we're about to see what goes on here. Raiden does jump onto Bonds. Looks like we see the entire team going to be absolutely blown up by Raiden. Looks like Ken is going to work, and that Tiamat is doing way too much damage. A clean 5-0 ace for Fortnite, and Ability Power is magic. Looks like they are out of options here. 33-14, 51.5 to 34.1, a 17,000 gold advantage. And Michelle, that is just too hard to come back.
Yeah, and not to mention Baron being worked on very slowly by Dr. Trevor and Bloodwater, doing what they can here. Kenneth came, looked around, stared at stared at Baron for a moment. It's like, I'll let you guys work on this, and goes to work on the inhibitors with Kramer. Same thing with Raiden taking down the inhibitor. Nautilus actually just picked up a frozen heart. I'm not sure how that'll work out as long as the entire team manages to stay alive, but the danger is if they stay clumped together, Veigar will burst them down. They stay clumped up together. Tiamat's build with Kenneth on Twitch will also take them down very quickly. Right now they're just they're toying with them, it feels like. Because they can definitely come in here for a
just
win.
Having fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel bad for Bill. There's been so many scenarios where I've been losing, and I just think, man, can they just end it, or can you know, they just not do that? But Fortnite's having a little bit of fun here. Tiamat number 4 has been purchased, and I feel like he's gonna go for Tiamat number 5. Yeah, 5 Tiamats is the build here from Kenneth, and he is absolutely making this the most fun game that he's been playing with Twitch for a while. So you know, I gotta say that a lot of this game was on the fact that you know, Ability Power is not able to really lane effectively. Just every part of their lane, they were getting outplayed in some way. Kramer was able to assert his dominance over Messiah, you know, and Twitch was able to really get early kills on Graves and Soraka, as ggClassic does get caught here, but of no real consequence. Ability Power is going to try to fight one more time here, Michelle, but shouldn't be any consequence. Kramer immediately picks off ggClassic, and looks like Kenneth finally arrived into the battle as Tiamat's going to absolutely light up. Look at the AoE damage done by Tiamat, and that is why people love to stack that item, and looks like with that clean ace, should be the rest of it, as no GG's just yet. It could be just one of those situations where people don't want a GG, but looks like the first is tossed out here. And Michelle, let's go ahead and go to you. Who is the MVP of this game here?
MVP in this game, I would have to definitely say both Kenneth and Kramer. Honestly, Dr. Trevor was kind of allowed to sit there as a, oh come on, Kenneth, what are you doing? End it! But yeah, both Kenneth and Kramer did an excellent job. Kenneth with line up, please. Yeah, that Tiamat's build ended up paying off very well in the end, just melting the entire other team by himself. But I guess more importantly, I also want to give huge props, or I guess honorary MVP, I have to give to Bloodwater. He has 5 deaths, but narrowly missed death several times, repeatedly.
Yeah, he should have 10. Like, really.
Yeah.
I mean, at least. But, I mean, the last couple of times he died, he was just kind of, like, bunging around. And overall, great job there by Fortnite. Just being able to assert their dominance and just, in the end, show how to have fun without, and still works like so beautifully as a team. Just everything, they're baiting perfectly. So they will advance. They were the favored ones to go through to the round of 16, but hopefully we can see Ability Power is Magic come back into another tournament and show up stronger. But for now, looks like Fortnite will take it 2-0. And Michelle, do you have any last thoughts before we move on into the final announcements?
Last thoughts? Not really, except go check out the ggClassic, sponsored by Stack Exchange and run by Leaguecraft and ggChronicle. I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess you could elaborate on what exactly is Gaming Stack Exchange?
Yeah, Gaming Stack Exchange is just pretty much a question answer form where one person asks a question, one person or many people actually provide an answer, and the person who gets the most upvotes to those questions will end up getting that correct highest rated answer. If you can get the highest rated question and the highest rated answer, then you are eligible to win that ever so coveted $250 console. Is whatever you want, as long as that's pretty much the cap. You're able to buy anything you want. And also, if you just pretty much enter ggChronicle into your name, onto the website, into their profile, and you just post questions, you're eligible to win a $25 RP card. That's pretty much it, though, for Stack Exchange. They are fantastic. We love them. They sponsor the ggClassic. Other than that, guys, we have more action coming up to you guys, I believe. Let me look. In just a little bit, actually. Yeah, V8 will be playing really soon, but that's going to be casted by other people. So guys, make sure to tune in for that. We're not done just yet, but for Silver Dirge and that's Frodan, we are done. If you really liked this the entire stream, just try to follow everything and just click, so that way we can notify you when we're up again, as well as post things like in Reddit or whatever you see are things on different websites. Just give us your comments, your feedback, your upvote, your support. Those things mean a lot to us, and that's pretty much everything I want to say. If you like Silver, just follow her on Facebook.
Oh yeah,
like Facebook.
Yeah,
Facebook.
You can find me at facebook.com/silverdirge, or like me on facebook.com, and follow Frodan at twitter.com/Frodan, and you can find me also on Twitter at twitter.com/Silverdirge. The two of us also cast for Collegiate Star League, which is, of course, the collegiate level of League of Legends. But in the meantime, This is the ggClassic, and we are done with the round of 32. Stay tuned for more games, I believe, happening later this evening.
You hear the alarm, this ain't a sunfire drill. Got your whole team swallowing they blue pills. You'll need the whole keyboard to hotkey my skills.